nice. How are you?
It's nice to speak to you. We've been looking forward to this. I'm well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I heard you were unwell last week.
I had shingles.
Yes.
Have you any knowledge? There's just some more left there.
Okay,
And
I see.
it went into my eye, but I'm much better now, thank you. I saw a nice optician, yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay.
So I'm fine,
So-
thank you for asking.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet with you. I know you're quite famous for the ping pong diplomacy. 50 years ago, and you paid a visit to China in a historical visit, and you were received by Premier Zhou Enlai, and you visited the Great Wall of China, and also have other fantastic experiences in China. So I would like to hear about your story, feelings of your visit to China at that time, and whether you have been to China recently, in recent years.
All right. We were in Japan at the time, and the Chinese government invited. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can, but I ask him to make the speaker a little bit louder.
All right.
All right,
I'll
it's all
speak
right.
louder.
It's our adjustment. It's
All
all right.
right.
Now, okay, quite okay.
We were in Nagoya, Japan, playing in the World Championships, 1971 April. And the England team with the Americans and the Australians and the Colombians and an African team, I think it was Nigeria, we were all invited to visit China. So we were absolutely thrilled. We accepted the invitation and we were flown to Hong Kong, and then we were very excited to walk across the Luwu Bridge from Hong Kong to China. Now, it was so quiet, I can tell you, there was no one there. And then when we got to the Chinese side, Quanzhou, Canton, the band played very enthusiastically to give us a warm reception. And we were very warmly met by the Chinese Table Tennis Association and some government officials. So we were all very excited. We were young people, 21, 22 years old. And then we were flown from Quanzhou up to Beijing in our own aeroplane, provided by the Chinese government. We've never experienced this before. We were thrilled. And then we landed at Beijing airport, and we had a very nice reception from the Chinese Table Tennis Association. I sent some photographs to Chow on arrival there. It was at night time and it was very quiet, and we had some nice photographs taken. And then the following day, we were escorted to Tiananmen Square. We saw the Summer Palace, the Winter Palace, the Forbidden City, and we met some friends who played table tennis for China. China were the world table tennis champions. So because we were table tennis players, these people were our heroes. Actually, they were the best in the world. Then we had visits all over China, Shanghai, Tianjin, Beijing, to play matches against China. And this is a true story when I tell you that the Chinese team allowed us to win. I don't know if you know this, but it's a fact. You know, we've never experienced this before. They could beat us easily if they wanted, but they said friendship first, competition second. Never heard that before in my life, but that's what... And there were 20,000 people watching these matches. At that time in Beijing, April 71, we were in a government car, which was beautiful, but there were many, many bicycles. And in the morning, we would get a walking with the bicycles, actually. There were thousands, it seems. So there were 3 men in the team, 2 women, and we were escorted by lots of press from around the world. In England, the Max Hastings was there working for the BBC. He became political editor for the Daily Telegraph, and the BBC were very interested in this. So fortunately, they filmed some of the matches in China, and it was so exciting seeing 20,000 people watch these matches. Is there anything else I could expand on?
It's really fantastic to listen to your introduction. Yes, the ping pong diplomacy has greatly improved people-to-people relations
Yes.
between China and the United Kingdom.
Yes.
I know you also received by Prince Charles
Yes.
when you went back to Britain.
Absolutely. In the Royal Festival Hall, my mother and father came, and we met Prince Charles. He congratulated us. When we came back to England in April 1971 after ping pong diplomacy, I was awarded a Winston Churchill scholarship. And the Chinese government allowed me to go and use this scholarship in China. So I had several months at Beijing Physical Culture Institute. I became very experienced with spending time with China, and every Sunday I would be escorted up and down the Great Wall of China, my day off. And, it was so amusing for an Englishman to know the Great Wall of China so well for week after week. It was very moving. I knew I was lucky to be there. And the people, frankly, did a magnificent job. They educated me in table tennis, and at the Institute, I kept a book. I thought you might like to see. This is the book. For several months I was at the Institute. Inside I've kept all the notes, Alan Hydes, Beijing Physical Culture Institute. This is a table tennis table. I showed diagrams. They were so smart, really. They broke the table down, short, middle, deep, wide to the backhand, wide to the forehand. And it trained my mind to read the sport well, like a video, to analyze, and then how to teach people to play. So when I came back to England, the president of the International Table Tennis Federation, because I spoke English and been educated with the Chinese, they invited me. I was their first ITTF table tennis coach, and the president came with me. I was very honored. And I did many, many courses around the world, educating people trained by the Chinese world champions. So it was a big success, and Prince Charles said he played table tennis a little bit, but he was so busy studying, he said. But it was nice to meet him, yeah. It was wonderful, yeah.
Of course.
And then I continued to play for England. I played in table tennis world championships in Yugoslavia, in Germany, and then frankly, New Zealand asked me to become their national trainer. I did it for a few months, actually. So I was offered jobs if I wanted, but in the end, I worked for a sports company and also did coaching as well, table tennis coaching. I was born to play sport, really.
Yes, table tennis is actually is quite good for people's health.
Yes.
Our studies that some kind of sports which requires you to move your arms,
Yes.
like tennis or tennis.
Yes.
Badminton is the best kind of sports to keep you healthy.
Yes, it
better
is.
than swimming and running.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Because it's hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
And, it was interesting. In the Institute, they showed me how to help people understand spin. So they showed me to throw the ball up, backspin. I'd let it bounce on the floor, maybe 10 feet ahead, and then the backspin would bring the ball back. And then I could demonstrate side spin. It would bounce and then go to the left. And then backhand side spin would go to the right because I'm left-handed. You know, and they simplified it to make you a good teacher, actually. You know, and they were ahead of me, ahead of the Europeans in knowledge, naturally. That's why they were the best, you know, and still are. We all know that.
Well, you actually, I think you need physical health as well as a clever mind
Yes.
to play ping pong well. Especially, I heard a kind of saying like, for any kind of sports, if you want to be the best, you have to have a very good to be of good wisdom.
What you're saying reminds me what the Chinese coach said. He said first is character, second is technique, how you play, third is the gift you are born with, hand-eye coordination. But if you don't have character, you can say wisdom, nothing happens. You cannot succeed. And you know, I thought that was pretty wise to say that. I agree with your comment, reminded me exactly what the coach said. Character is what makes people successful, actually.
Yeah, I think I know some ping pong players who are very clever.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I've lost you now. You're standing. It's gone quiet. I don't know if you can see me, yeah? Oh, it's come back now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, just about internet.
Yeah. Bad internet.
Okay.
It's how ours, I think, by being by the coast.
All right.
See, since this year is the 50th anniversary of ping pong diplomacy,
Yes.
I know the International Ping Pong Federation and the British branch also has some intention to hold a series of events.
Yes.
Commemorate 50th anniversary.
Yes.
So I wonder if you have any specific plan. I think we can cooperate on that.
The ITTF asked me to ask you, can we arrange a table tennis match? And can we come to the embassy, I guess, or meet you somewhere? This is what the ITTF, his name is Ian Marshall, is responsible for worldwide publicity for the ITTF and doing the magazine. In October, the International Table Tennis Magazine major article will be about ping pong diplomacy. And he emailed me to request, can we have a table tennis match? And also to meet you, please, if it's acceptable. Would this be all right?
Of course, because we still have COVID-19 restrictions.
Yes.
In our
Yes.
members, we have stricter rules covering COVID-19 rules. So I think it still requires 1 or 2 months.
Of course, absolutely, yeah.
In person.
Yes.
And also colleagues from the cultural section, who is also online today, and my colleagues from the public diplomacy section, who are also online today, and they are also very eager to meet you with you as well. But
Thank
of course, me and my colleagues would like to meet you in person to discuss the details to celebrate this anniversary, and we are also eager to.
I've lost the internet now.
A website,
Yeah.
and our social media.
All right.
Make it wider known.
Yes. Good. I'm sorry, occasionally I lose you. I heard you say the media and the website, so that's fine. Thank you.
I mean, we can jointly publish the event on
We could go into the study. Go